What's going on, guys? BriarRabbit here, and this is Call of Duty Ghosts. So it's been a while that I've played a little bit of Call of Duty Ghosts. All last week I was making kind of retro Call of Duty videos and having a good time with that, popping in those old discs into my Xbox 360, and this weekend I was playing Destiny, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoy that game. It's really kind of consumed my mind. But the Destiny beta is over for a couple of days. It'll come back on the Xbox One, in the PS4, and the 360, and the PS3 on Wednesday. And so I played a little Call of Duty Ghosts, and it was fun. I was enjoying getting back into that free-for-all gameplay. I had a great time sound whoring these guys. None of these guys seem to be running Dead Silence, or very few of them were. So it was very easy to just listen to them walking around corners and basically start pre-firing as soon as they walked around the corner, or right before they walked around the corner, and wipe them out. So while I wasn't playing all that well, it was a very easy free-for-all to get, just because you gotta run Dead Silence if you're playing a free-for-all, man. It is like the key perk to a free-for-all. Otherwise, you just get wasted by anybody who's running Amplify. It makes it so much harder to know where your enemies are at if they're not running, or if they are running Dead Silence. So that's my tip of the week for Call of Duty Ghosts and free-for-all. I think those two things go together like peanut butter and chocolate. You know, you just free-for-all and Dead Silence. Just do it. You need to. So, you know, I'm really happy with Destiny. I've been having a ball playing Destiny. I kind of miss it for the last couple of days. It's, I've been having such a ton of fun playing especially the campaign. I really enjoy playing with a fire team of friends and going through, some of the missions. I think it's a lot of fun. Being able to kind of team up and work together to take down some of the big bosses is a lot of fun. Getting the loot, kind of Diablo style, is awfully good. There's a ton to like about that game. There's still a ton of questions in my mind about it, too. What is the endgame content going to look like? Is there going to be enough content to keep us playing for a long time? I'm also a little worried that the main area that we've been exploring, kind of that Cosmodrome area of Earth in Russia, seems to be a little bit sparse of activity. There's a lot of missions to do, but they're basically just having you crisscross the map. And they give you experience points and weapons, and maybe if you had some different places to go, you could kind of split some of that up. But since we're really just focused on this one area, it's getting a little laborious just to walk across that map back and forth. So I'm really hoping that they're going to open it up more in the beta, and definitely in the retail release. But what concerns me is that, I'm hoping that there's going to be some stuff to find besides just guns and loot. I'm hoping that there's going to be some story stuff. Maybe some audio logs about the big attack of the darkness on Earth, about the great apocalypse, kind of giving some humanity to the fact that almost the entire human race was wiped out. The way that game starts off, where your ghost kind of just revives you, and you're kind of just this dead soldier, apparently, that just gets revived for seemingly random reasons. Who knows what the ghost motivation is to do that? It seems a little random. It seems a little out of the blue. So it'd be nice if they kind of ground us to the lore of that game with some, maybe some papers hanging around, or like I said, some audio logs, or, some kind of backstory, some kind of, grounding story to really get you involved in the grand, overarching, the darkness versus the traveler story of that game. That's what I'd really appreciate. I do like the multiplayer an awful lot, too. I don't think it's going to replace Call of Duty for me. Call of Duty has a really special place in my heart. I really love the fast action. I love the quick kills and being able to mow down 3 or 4 guys with one clip, and that to me is just an awful lot of fun. I do like the multiplayer in Destiny. It's just different, and I think there's room in my kind of gaming repertoire for both of those games, for both of those multiplayer games, because they are so different. I think they both scratch slightly different itches, and I'm excited about that, because having 2 games to play for long stretches of time is that's definitely better than having one. So I was on Twitter today watching a little bit of Call of Duty commentator drama unfold, and I found it slightly amusing. I don't normally talk about this stuff. I really don't want to get involved in it. It's just not for me. But this one, I don't know. I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts on. I'm not going to talk about the actual commentators. I'm not going to use their names. I'm going to call them COD A and COD B. Commentator A and Commentator B. So Basically what happened is COD A got mad at COD B. COD B is a channel that really makes informational videos about Call of Duty. You know, which gun is best? Is the silencer good for this gun or that gun? You know, which perks are best? What perk combinations are the best? You know, that kind of stuff. Real heavily informational video that helps you kind of learn about the game and get better at the game. Very valuable stuff, very analytical stuff. Now, COD A is a completely different kind of commentator. Doesn't do any of that stuff. Really makes videos based on his personality. You know, maybe he's raging a lot at the game, or maybe he's telling stories while he's playing the game, and that kind of thing, right? A more bombastic personality. The channel's got COD gameplay, but really it's more about him. It's more about him talking about himself. So basically, what happened is COD A, who, you know, he's got the personal channel, gets mad at COD B because COD B is doing all this stuff. He's got a bigger channel. He seems like he's maybe a little bit jealous about that. He's also getting invited by Activision to see the next Call of Duty, going on trips with Activision, you know, signing deals, making things happen, and making a lot of money. Which makes sense because COD B is helping Activision sell Call of Duty. He's not necessarily getting paid by Activision, but it's a very symbiotic relationship, right? COD B makes Call of Duty videos about how to get better at Call of Duty, which sells more Call of Duty. Everybody's happy in that relationship. The players are happy. COD B is happy because he's making money from YouTube, and Activision is happy because they're selling more Call of Duty. COD A sees this, he gets pissed off. Now, I'm not discounting the talent that COD A has. It takes a lot of talent to talk about, you know, like life stories and be entertaining and all of that stuff. But he's not providing an informational service like COD B is. So you know, normally there's kind of an ebb and flow of viewership between these kind of commentators. At the beginning of the life cycle of a Call of Duty, you know, in November, say through March, you'll see a lot more viewers on COD B's channel. Once everybody kind of knows the perfect loadout and all that stuff, you'll see them kind of flowing over to COD A's channel, where you're going to see more bombastic personality, more about this guy saying, I hate, you know, this person who works at Call of Duty. I hate this thing about Call of Duty. I hate Call of Duty Ghosts in general. This is a crappy game, blah, 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 blah. And he's pissed because COD B is getting, you know, invited to go to see the next Call of Duty and be, you know, involved with Activision's doings. And of course that's going to happen because COD B has a symbiotic relationship with Activision. So of course, everybody working together is working to sell more Call of Duty. So Activision is definitely going to invite him to events, you know. Hey, make a blog post while you're here. COD A, never going to get invited to these events because he spent too much time saying, I hate this person who works for Call of Duty. I hate this about Call of Duty. There's too much negativity. And I'm not saying that there's less talent or less value in what he's doing, but, you know, he's chosen a path where he's definitely never going to get invited to that kind of stuff. So I just found it interesting that he was so pissed about something that he has decided for himself. So that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.